So what happens when some of your basics are compromised? And I call the basics the four C's, or cash, cost, customers, communication. When something starts impacting our cash flow, when our costs are growing faster than our revenue for a reason outside of hyper growth or doing something like a land grab, when we've lost a customer or seeing customer churn or having issues with our customers, or communication becomes broken or spotty or lots of friction. You're going to go through your four C's. And what I recommend organizations do is set the baseline. Not the goals, but the baseline. Like, where is the minimum any of these four C's should be at any point in time? And when those get triggered, that's a pause point to go into survive mode. And there's real power again in knowing when you're in it and admitting it. I always feel like I'm badly paraphrasing Fight Club. The first step is kind of admitting it, but the first step of being survive is admitting you're in survive, because now we can handle it, right? Now we can take all those proactive steps to stabilize and move again out of survive, because you don't want to be in survive longer than you have to. But, and there's a big but, this is a yes but, not a yes and, the longer you refuse to admit that you need to take that stabilize, you're actually losing a lot of things that you need across those four C's. So the simplest is set those baseline triggers for cash, cost, customers, and communication. And when you start approaching them, then it's time to take the pause.
Okay, so then we move into reset, and my mind immediately goes to, that the on your phone. When you can't get it to work, you go to the hard
Yes.
reset, but the
Yes.
trade-off is you lose everything. I mean, it's like worst case scenario, you're starting all over. Walk me through what reset looks like from your perspective and your counsel.
That's funny because hard resets do happen, but like all of us with our phones, man, you don't want them to, right? But look, hard resets are not the normal reset. The normal reset, you turn the phone off, right? You got to pause and wait a minute, which was probably good anyway because you were getting frustrated, right? It turns back on, boom, you're ready to go again, right? So in a reset, you pause, and with the team, you answer some critical questions that you need to answer for growth. And those questions are six. What's going on and how's it going to change? And what is success? So where are we going to play? How are we going to win? What could stop us? So what should we do? Go through those six questions, reset the situation. What are our changing beliefs about the changing time? Reset their right to win. How are we really going to compete in that changing world? What's that mean for our where to play choices? Define a new finish line or where you want to be at the end of the cycle. Address the challenges, and then figure out your top priorities. A normal reset takes kind of a couple of months for any sort of mid-sized organization, a couple of weeks for a very small one. Could stretch longer for a big organization, though I'm never happy about it, but that's just what scheduling happens kind of in these large organizations. And the majority of the time, Stephanie, that's what it is. You go through those six questions, you reset, you update. And there's power in doing that every 3 years, even if you don't feel the situation's fundamentally changed.